Episode 3. Hi, my name is Sophie. I'm a psychologist, inspirator, and author. Among other things, I have written the instructions for an enlightened life, and I'm currently busy creating a documentary about the renewed form of spirituality and my self-thought method, better known as the Rose Theory and Formula. My method helps you to get out of your polluted, conditioned mind and helps you to live your full potential from the sequence spirit, mind, physical. I believe that abundance in all areas of your life is your birthright, and in this podcast I will demonstrate you how you can claim this birthright through my Rose method. I write my books and I create my content in collaboration with my universal energy translator Rose, and I and we wish you a lot of fun on this transformational journey.
Unique and perfect is what you are. Your miracle will come true. Sophie's choice.
Hey guys, I thought I want to record my third English episode. I think it's about the time that I start releasing the episode, because I have 3 episodes as if from this point. And still not in the air, because I'm still sort of waiting for the inspiration to record an intro, which is ridiculous, of course, because I can record an intro easily. I mean, it doesn't have to be any fancy intro. It can be just like, hi, I'm Sophie. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna conquer the world. Join the movement if you want to, something like that. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I want to really invite people to join the Rose movement, so maybe that will be a good intro. The reason why I want to record this intro is because I really love transparency. I think you call it like that. You call it, yeah, transparency. And I do not only record episodes when I feel high in the sky. I also record episodes when I feel a little bit lower in my energy. And I'm not even quite sure if low energy really covers it. It's just like what I notice in my life, that I have very different periods. So I'll have really highs, but I can also have like sort of mellow periods of times where I don't really have that much information or inspiration to share. However, it's funny because I am recording right now, so obviously I do have some inspiration to share. But what I really noticed with myself is I recently I quitted coaching, so I decided I'm not a coach any longer. However, I am still coaching one group. That's my Dream Academy group, and I've committed to them, and I will stay committed because I truly, really like coaching them for this period of time. But other than that, I'm not doing any coaching. I'm not selling anything, which is really interesting because I have been selling stuff for the last 2 years. So I am used to always... excuse my neighbor. The kid from the neighbor is playing soccer, so you might hear a ball against the wall at the background. But I have been really used to selling stuff and always being busy in my mind with, okay, which service am I gonna sell next, or what product am I gonna launch? And since I don't have anything to sell anymore, I cannot worry about that anymore. But worrying or being in your mind can sort of become an addiction. It can sort of become a habit that you are not even aware of. And I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but I know a lot of the people that I know that follow me can absolutely relate to that, at least my Dutch followers, that you can be so stuck in your mind and that it's almost sort of like, yeah, like I said, an addiction, that it almost sort of is nice to be in your mind all the time. But it's also so not constructive. I mean, if you're in your mind all the time, you're literally attracting those things without you even noticing it and without wanting it, right? You don't want to attract all those things you're worrying about. However, you are attracting it by worrying so much about it. And I've explained to you guys before that the rose theory claims that we're like right now about 95% of the time we are in our polluted mind, and that we need to reduce the volume of the mind so we can really truly feel and hear who we truly are from spirit. And I also truly believe, and that's what Rose keeps telling me, that who we think we are at this point in our life is not who we really are from spirit, because we are so conditioned and we are so polluted. So yeah, to say, I would say polluted, that we don't even know who we are from spirit. But a lot of people tend to overthink that and be like, okay, but if this is not who I am, then how can I figure out who I really am? But you need to start somewhere. Just pick a point and decide, okay, this is who I am right now, and it might not be who I truly am from spirit, but let's just take this as a starting point. And if you take this as your starting point, you will see that you will get closer and closer and closer to discovering who you really are from spirit. But start the process. Don't wait until the perfect moment, because the perfect moment will never show up. And I really want to invite you to start retraining your mind and retraining your attention, because where your attention is, that is what you are attracting. So if you are, and this is interesting, right? If you are on a conscious level worrying a lot about, I don't know, let's say money, then that's what you are attracting. And to really let this sink in, the time that you are aware of your worrying thoughts is only 4 to 5% of the time you are actually worrying. That is only the conscious part. Let's say 49% is unconscious. So if you are already worrying on a conscious level all the time, you can imagine what is happening on the unconscious level and what you are actually attracting in your life without even noticing. So what I really have trained myself, and that's I think that's the reason why I started recording this episode. So right now I am in a sort of phase that I feel a little bit less inspired. I feel a little bit lower in my energy. I feel a little bit tired. And in the past, I would sort of identify with that, and I would start worrying about that and be like, oh my God, this is not good. But because I know so well what the different laws of the universe are, and one of the laws is a law of cause, law of rhythm. Everything goes in a rhythm. You have summer, you have winter, you have full moon, and you have new moon. You have, I don't know how you say it in English, but the tides of the sea, when it's we call it ebb and flood. I don't know how you guys call it, but I think you can get the point. Everything goes in a rhythm. So it is impossible to feel high in the sky all the time, nor are we meant to feel that way all the time. We also need the I would say lower days, in air quotes, to actually how do you say that, to have some contrast experiences. So because you have lower days, you actually enjoy your higher days even more. So what I really want you to invite you to do is, when you have days when you feel less good or lower in your energy, or you might just have, maybe you feel sort of depressed or anxious or whatever it is, don't identify with it. Just see it as a part of the rhythm that you're going through, and be thankful for the fact that you are feeling it. I am now listening to a book, The Prosperity Game, I guess it's called. I'm not sure. The Prosperity something. It's an old book, and it's an audio book. You can find it on iTunes as well. And one of the senses they say is that everything that happens to you and everything that you experiences is sort of a necessary thing for your training. So everything you experience in life is exactly what you are supposed to experience so that you can grow. And once you start embracing everything that happens in your life in that matter, and once you stop resisting and truly embracing all the things happening to you, either conditioned bad or conditioned, I don't know, yeah. From your conditioned mind, you might label it as good or bad. But if you just embrace it as the perfect thing that can happen to you at that point, it will be a life changer. That is gratitude next level. That is gratitude 2.0. If you can embrace everything for what it is, and know that you will always, 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 you are always protected. I am so convinced of that. And Rose always tells me, so we will never let you do anything that is not meant to happen. So I might sometimes do something and then afterwards be like, oh my gosh, did I really do that? And my polluted mind will think all these thoughts about it. But then I get back to spirit and I realize, okay, they will never let me do anything which is not meant to be. This has a reason. This has a reason that I had to do it this way. And it's such it's a feeling of freedom when you get to live from this place and when you get to embrace things in this way. And it's not always easy. I won't say I never get trapped anymore in the trap like, oh my gosh, I wish things are different. But it is always when I start thanking the universe for the fact that I feel this way. If it's a good feeling or a bad feeling, if it's a good situation or a bad situation. Again, there is no good and bad, but my conditioned mind still thinks there is. So I really want to invite you for this week to embrace the fact that there is no such thing as good or bad. And if you can just see if you can practice with the concept of embracing everything that happens to you. And every time you notice that you are judging again about the situation, see if you can correct yourself and say, okay, I might resist this situation and I really hate this situation, but I'm gonna be thankful for it anyways. That is something that really helps me. So I'll say just like, okay, from my conditioned mind, I really hate this situation and I resist it and I wish it was different, but I choose to say thank you anyway. It's a life changer. This is the true meaning of being grateful, and you will notice the effects in your life when you start practicing thankfulness, gratefulness in this manner. I wish you all the best for today. I want to keep asking you to share this episode with as many people you know who can benefit from this. Please rank the episode in iTunes. Leave a comment, because you guys know this is a new adventure for me, doing the podcast in English and going worldwide, sharing this message with the whole world. So I would really, really, really love to get your feedback. And I hope you're doing well. And if you have any question for an upcoming episode, please send us a message on Instagram, Sophie's Choice _ It's SOV from Victor, S Choice _ You will find me there and you can ask us any question you have, and then I might record an episode about it. Okay? Thank you guys so much, and I wish you a very blissful day. And as at the moment that I'm saying these words, the sun breaks through the sky, so it's it's so great, so good. And I have one more podcast tip for you. I always listen to the Crash Course in Miracles. It's an amazing podcast on iTunes, and it always says a cloud does not put out the sun, and I think that really suits this episode very well. A cloud does not put out the sun. Okay, thank you very much, and I talk to you next time I feel the inspiration. Bye for now.